Still on death row, 14 inmates from East Tennessee, 4 of them convicted for crimes here in Knox County.
Well, some do have execution dates set. We are taking a look back at those crimes and convictions.
WATE 6 on your side reporter Madison Keevy joining us now here in the studio. And Madison, you've taken a closer look at the cases that landed these inmates on death row.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Kristen. Those 4 death row inmates from Knox County in Riverbend Maximum Security Institution. Their crimes spanning nearly 5 decades. The first sentenced to death in 1985, the 4th in 2009. LaMarcus Davidson, you might know, found guilty on multiple counts of first-degree felony murder, given 2 death sentences for kidnapping, raping, and murdering Shannon Christian and Chris Newsom in 2007. Davidson, considered the ringleader by prosecutors, the only one involved given the death sentence. Now, a decade before that crime, Colleen Slemmer was killed by Krista Pike, the only woman on Tennessee's death row right now. They were both students, and along with Slemmer in 1995 at Knoxville Job Corps Center. Pike claimed at the time she worshipped Satan, but evidence showed the murder was in response to a supposed love triangle. Then Dennis Suttle sentenced to death row in 1997 for stabbing his ex-girlfriend, Gail Rhodes, outside of a Knoxville restaurant in front of her daughter. Terry King, the 4th on death row since 1985 for kidnapping, robbing, and killing Diana Smith. Once arrested, he led investigators to where he left her car and her body. These crimes making headlines when they happened, and the families of the victims still wanting justice.
Today, King took police to where the girl's body was dumped into the water off Asbury Road.
From a 1983 report, WATE 6 on your side cameras there for the moment Terry Lynn King began working with investigators. At the time, he'd already been charged with first-degree murder.
Pretty sure that we had the right location where the body was put in the water, but we wanted to verify it.
King admitted to killing Diana Smith, leaving her car in the woods.
This rock down here.
Hit that rock.
Just over a decade later, another man in Knox County sentenced to death row.
The murder was especially heinous, atrocious, or cruel in that it involved torture or serious physical abuse beyond that necessary to produce death.
Dennis Suttles, sentenced in 1997 for the 1996 stabbing of his ex-girlfriend Gail Rhodes in the parking lot of a Taco Bell. The murder 2 years after Suttles made parole for another crime.
It is therefore ordered that you shall be put to death by electrocution in the mode prescribed by law.
Rhodes' daughter, who witnessed her mother's murder, spoke to our reporter after Suttles was sentenced to death.
I'm very happy with it. I'm sorry for his family, but they can go see him, and I can't see my mama no more.
A year before that, Krista Pike learned she would be sentenced to death row after a brutal beating and murder at UT's Ag campus. The victim, Colleen Slemmer.
There was times she did try to get up and run and was pushed down, shoved down.
Investigators retracing the steps of the crime, saying Pike carved a pentagram into Slemmer's chest and took a piece of bone from the scene. Just over a decade later, another death sentence from East Tennessee. LaMarcus Davidson, called the ringleader in the rape, kidnapping, and murder of Shannon Christian and Chris Newsom. Now, I've spoken with 2 of these families about those convictions and death row sentences. Most recently tonight, Colleen Slemmer's mother over the phone, May. She says the death sentence is justice that she's still waiting for, that final day to come, and she says she won't find closure until Pike's appeals are no more. Bo, Kristen.
All right. Thank you so much, Madison.
Yeah, for those of you wanting to take a closer look at these cases, we do have Madison's story as well as all of our coverage of today's execution of Don Johnson. We have that for you on our website. Of course, that is WATE.com.